Hello and good morning and happy Thursday. We're new streaming network WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio. Welcome to your Health Vibes with Elana. I'm your host, Elana, I'm a wellness empowerment coach, and my journey is to raise your heart, body, soul vibes to the next level so you can transform your life today. And today we have an amazing guest. Our topic is your sensitivity is your superpower with the one, the only, my soul sister. Come on down. Woo wee.
Hello, Elena. Thanks for having me, and hello, everyone who's tuning in right now.
So I love you so much. And we met through an amazing women's festival, and I just knew that this would just be my soul sister, kindred spirit. And I just had to have you on today. So, can you introduce yourself? I know you, but I want the world to know you.
Thanks for having me again. So, I serve as an intuitive transformational guide, and I support highly sensitive people who I call empaths myself. But usually, these kind of people also see themselves as like old souls or seekers, right?
Yes.
And I help those people who associate with sensitivity in remembering who they truly are at their really core, and so that they can live from this core essence. And I blend, therefore, mystical insights that I have gained throughout of my life, energy work, neurolinguistic programming, deep coaching, and also scientifically informed understanding that I won throughout my MBA career when I made my master thesis on sensitivity, leadership, well-being, and basically neurodiversity. So the thing is that I like to help people dissolve those old patterns, and reclaim their power so that they can align their life with their inner truth. So
I love that. And I love our topic because I so feel our sensitivity is our superpower. So, can you just tell us maybe a little bit more about yourself, kind of go back, maybe where you're from? Has this always been something that's come to you? Have you always been sensitive and, sharing these gifts? I would love to dig deeper into you and, how we came about of all this.
cool. So I was born in Colombia in this lifetime. And I have lived throughout the world in many places. I just moved from Malta to Poland.
Yes, she
Uh,
did.
yes, I did. And so, originally from Lyra, that was like the first incarnation, the first time I individuated. And so many lifetimes and all of that. But here on Earth, yes, sensitivity is something that is genetically, scientifically proven. There is a gene that, yeah, can turn in many different ways depending on the environment that we grow up in. So there is different types of sensitivity. If you want to dive deeper into that later, it's like
Oh,
everything like on a
my sister.
spectrum.
That is, my sister says, yay for sensitive people. Thanks, sister, for joining us.
Yes, Stephanie, exactly. Yeah. And so basically, sensitivity is something that can be very individual for each one of us. And it's about know thyself, this journey, this soul alignment journey that we're all on. It's about getting to know yourself, getting to understand yourself, take care of yourself, nourish yourself. And that's the journey that I am on and that we're basically all on.
Definitely. So, have you always felt this as a child? Did you ever feel different? I know I felt very different as a child of having this and not understanding it. So, could you dig a little deeper, like as a child, realizing this and kind of using your gifts of how now where you're at with them?
Yeah, the thing about my childhood is that I had a near-death experience when I was little. And so this near-death experience, I see it as a huge attunement, you know, like this happened in an accident, on a road. And what happened is really something that it's not easy to describe in words,
Hmm.
but utilizing the words of openness, expansion, limitlessness, yeah.
Yes.
Um, Understanding that if down there I'm looking at my body,
Hmm.
well, and I'm at here, up here, kind of, well, then this body is like a house or something, right? It's a vessel,
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah.
And so that changed, in my opinion, looking back a lot about how I perceive the world. So I was very, very empathic. I could sense, feel other people's emotions, what they were going through. I could sense coherence, right? If the
Hmm.
words matched the feelings that I was basically reading or perceiving from these other people, around me, right? So
Right.
it turned out to be a very confusing experience because that usually people go through life with a personality mask, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when you see someone say, "Oh, everything's all right," but you sense that something's cooking, somewhere, it's
Yeah.
a little bit like, "Excuse me."
Yeah. You could dig deeper. So my parents just popped on, Deb and Rob. They said, we so agree with Stephanie. It took us a while as life had moved on, but we are glad that we have had the sensitivity to the power. We used to worry about being too sensitive, but in our 70s, we love it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really amazing. I love that. It's
Yeah.
like you can turn everything into empowerment if
Yes.
you choose to.
Yes. And then, growing up, did your family, were they on board with you and did they understand that? Was it hard? Because I know with my family, sometimes I felt like too sensitive or here, there, but they've shown up that, that is, with this, I've learned that is a gift. And, that's what, my sister, my mom, my dad have shown as well that using that. But I know a lot of times families don't always agree. So could you tell a little bit more of how your family played a role into all of this?
Yeah, well, I grew up basically hearing things like you're too sensitive a lot, really.
Feel you.
Like, also, like, hearing that my perceptions were not valid. Like, for
Mhm,
example, my worldview was
mhm.
not valid. I had this big download where I received a message that something had gone wrong on Earth, kind of, in the words of a child, obviously, right?
Yes.
And that I can hear to help with that, to like fix it, kind of, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I went to one of those adults and I said, "What did go wrong? Why aren't we all friends? And what am I supposed to do now about it?" Like, huh?
Yeah.
Totally confused, totally like, what is going on here? And well, I received basically the message that the world is this very dark place, that you need to take care of yourself, that you need to be harder than the world itself, otherwise you won't survive. And, now looking back, it was meant well, you know what I mean? Because it's like this kind of trying to protect
Mhm.
people,
Yeah. Mhm.
trying to toughen them up, kind of,
Yes. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
which is meant well, right?
Yeah. Right.
Um, but it was like, that perception is projection. So the way that you perceive the things, you perceive it through the lenses, through the filters that you have
Mhm.
in your mind, through the
Yes.
belief systems that you have there. So if your belief system is that the world is hard, life is hard, well, that's exactly how you're going to perceive the whole thing. Yes.
Right.
And everything that pops in that doesn't fit that
Yes.
is wrong,
Right.
or, and then we go into this duality thing, where you
Mhm.
should toughen up, right?
Yeah.
So that was basically the message that I grew up in and with. So my environment didn't really understand, right?
Yeah. So how did that make you feel, like, growing up in that and feeling, oh,
Oh,
so Table Talks, they said, "After years of conversation, I noticed something simple. Most people are not suffering from a lack of money. Most people are suffering from a lack of heard. A few minutes of genuine listening can sometimes heal what years of advice cannot. It's simple and so clear." That's such a beautiful message. Do you wanna talk on that a little bit?
well, yeah, like there is this thing, when you grow up and you feel misunderstood,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes.
you feel not heard. You
Yeah,
feel like your words come out of your mouth, but they don't land anywhere, you
100%.
know?
And I think as
Exactly.
a child, we're told and we're so confused, and that was such a great, statement that he made was, it is talking to someone, like, just instantly, for an instance, for us, when we met, and just feeling seen and heard, I was like, "Oh my god, I feel like did you just come out of my mind? Did you just come out of my mouth?" And just by talking, yes, talking it out is not even like going to therapy, not meeting someone else on the same page, meeting someone else just as sensitive, meeting someone who sees me like, oh my God, you see me the way, And so that's so true. It's just, it's not about money. It's not about a performance. It's showing up for others as well and seeing that other sensitive side.
Exactly. As you say it, exactly. It's just feeling that your words are landing in somebody's heart,
Yes.
that
Yes.
this person is listening to you with openness,
Yes.
with neutrality, without a judgment. I mean
Yes.
by that,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
That no matter what you say, this person is not going to go like, oh my gosh, whatever, judgment,
Yeah,
this
or
is like,
you're a weirdo.
oh,
You said to like, yeah, I totally, like feed into what you're already like feeling.
into the fears that
Yes.
you got because somebody in the past when you were growing up, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's exactly the point, and there is the thing with abundance, because when people talk about money, usually it's in the context of abundance, right?
Yeah.
And what I want to say about that is that abundance is about everything. You
Yes.
can be abundant in luck. When you
Yes.
have a huge lack mentality, you can be abundant in lacking whatever it
Yeah.
is, right? So abundance is everywhere,
Mhm.
and it's on you. Like, what do you see as abundance? Like, abundance for me is having people like you that I can talk to and be like, hey, sister, this is what's going on in my life. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. And whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's abundance for me. Abundance is also having space for
Yeah.
myself, to go to paint or
Yes.
dance or sing.
Or get our
That's
nails done.
exactly, for example, or the hair.
Our hair, yes, which we love to do. Well.
Yes. So it's about how you perceive abundance. Abundance can be abundance of laughter in your life.
Mhm.
If you're a person who loves jokies and all of that, and you're laughing and
Yes.
joking about, that is abundance as well. So it can be related to money, but it doesn't have to actually.
No. Yeah, no. And just like, and I think too many times too, when like growing up, we're put in these boxes, like you're too sensitive, so you go here and you need to do this and do that. So maybe we can kind of talk about how to get that itty bitty shitty committee out of your head when we're feeling this and using. So mom and dad say very true. We all have and have to commit to being who we are in life. Oh, so good. Yes. Thank you, Deborah, mom, dad. I agree with that. It's how you show up and what you want to do. But, in life, we're told all these things that you're too sensitive or you can't do this and you can't, all these things we're put in these boxes and we want to do for ourselves. So how can you kind of guide someone who is feeling frustrated because they're feeling so down of their title and putting in the box of it?
Well, the thing about boxes is that one day you can be in this box, the next day you can be in another box,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
And what I'm saying here is like boxes are basically judgments, Like
Yeah.
honestly, if we say this is a table,
Yeah.
like this is a table, that's already a judgment. That's already limiting this thing, this
Yeah.
whatever,
Yes.
to a table. So
Yeah.
it's no longer a chair. It's no longer, it cannot be a shower either. You know what I mean? So it's limiting this table and being a table.
Yes.
So the things about labels is that they limit you.
Mhm.
And labels, for example, on jars, when you're cooking, salt
Yeah.
and pepper can
Yeah.
be very useful so that you don't put,
Yeah.
another condiment that you didn't want to put into that, curry instead of salt.
Yes.
Yes, can be helpful. But if you are doing that with people, that's limiting people,
Mhm.
And I have had many, 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 many labels in my life, you know.
Mhm.
And I've also gone from one label that was on this side of the spectrum to another label that was on another side of the spectrum.
Yes.
And that's what I call bouncing our heads left and right until we find balance,
Yes.
right? So, what I tend to say to people is that whatever label it is that you are trying on, like a
Mhm.
jacket,
Yeah.
yes, you can
Yes.
try it on and reflect on it. What do
Mhm.
I like about this label? What doesn't suit me well with this label, right?
Ye Right.
So, and then you can try the opposite label, hence jacket on, and be like, oh, what about this one? And
Mhm.
let's just, dive into that.
Yeah,
And let's find everywhere this polarity, these pros and cons, right? And
definitely.
that will already soften the perception slightly.
I love
Yes,
that because, yeah, there are
that's
2
very
polarities of what you're saying, and, it's never just one, and it's never 50-50, and it's, showing up. So, with all this, maybe we can, bring back into the sensitivity of the superpower. So, in all this, we get frustrated, or we think we're too sensitive. How do you use this as your superpower? What are some other things that, some tools that we can dig deep into?
Yeah, well, sensitivity is a superpower because it lets you know, boom, instantaneously almost, if something is aligned with you or not, you
Yes.
know?
Mhm.
So here I want to put on parentheses that we need to learn to differentiate, or you can call it discernment, utilize or discernment, into finding out if something feels truly aligned or if it's just something that feels comfortable because that's the way we have always done it and that's the
Mhm.
conditioning that we have. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like people pleasing. I
Yes.
love to help others, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, do you? Or
Yeah.
are you just maybe helping others so that you don't have to take care about your own stuff?
Yes.
Question mark.
Yes.
That's something like, do I really have the energy, the commitment, the love, and understanding and non judgment to really go open heartedly and ask, what is it that you would like me to help you with in case that you want, right?
Yes, yeah.
So, and it's not about, okay, now I tell you what to do because I'm helping you. Just wanted to put that in, right? But technically, in childhood, for example,
Yes.
that like going back to that,
Yes.
like, what did I love to do as a child? Oh, well, I love to sing and dance and the arts. All of the arts were amazing for me. Aligning with that is something that, you know, can be helpful for all sensitive people, because usually sensitive people love the arts and feel their vibrational frequency rise
Yeah.
when we dance, when we sing, when we paint, right?
Yes.
So, for example,
Expression that we don't have to use our words with, that we can express through, movement, art, expression of what you said, very creative side.
exactly, or even cooking,
Yes.
So that would be something. The next thing that I want to say is that, for example, neurologically speaking, highly sensitive people are deeply processing all the sensory input that's coming, right? So what does it mean? That when you're feeling happy, joyful, elevated, well, you are truly feeling it, It's
Fire.
expansive, exactly like that. Yes. So how is that for a superpower, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So,
Definitely.
and the deep processing comes also with cognitive abilities, of perceiving things that other people usually don't perceive. Like, for example, being able to see the bigger picture of
Yes.
things, like puzzling things together that other people wouldn't see as connected, as interconnected with each other, right? Which makes us perfect for processes, projects, and all this kind of stuff, you know? So it's about finding out what is your sensitivity mostly about, Are you highly artistic? Are you mega organized,
Yeah.
What is your just?
Ooh, I love that. And I love that you say that, because it really is what's good for you. Because as we're conditioned, as you're growing up, your two cents of this is going to be good, or, oh, you won't be able to handle this, or, all these things that we're told. So how does that, maybe we could dig a little bit deeper, because yeah, I love that you say it's what you want, not what mom and dad want, not what this person, not what the husband, not what the partner, not this. What is your heart? And this is what I love so much about it. What is your heart and soul? You dig deep. It's not, there's no surface level. You see that superpower. And that's what's so beautiful about you, is that you can bring that out of someone, and maybe we could dig a little bit deeper into that, because, just being seen by one person makes such a difference in the world.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, It's like in what you said, there are many elements, Let's start with being open to receiving,
Yeah.
In order to being open to receiving the love from other people, compliments from other people.
Yes.
Like, this is something that people can start like listening into. When other people give you a compliment, are you like, oh my gosh, yes, you're talking about me. Lucky I feel lucky that you see me. I feel happy that you see me. This is cool that you see me, Or is it more like, yeah, well, maybe, kind of. You know what I mean?
Or you have to, that's so funny. I literally was just talking about this to a friend, of holding accountability, because that's what I'm working on more too, is, I love to give compliments, but I notice people have a hard time taking the compliment, or they feel they have to compliment right back. So if I'm telling you, hey girl, I love your hair, right away, oh my God, I love your hair too. And this and that. And so, we feel that but then it could be not offensive, but someone wants to give that compliment. You're not even hearing it. So I think, a little thing to challenge. I dare everybody. The next time someone gives you a compliment, we could practice. Like, I could be like this. Hey girl, I love your hair. What would you say to tell someone that, to allow the other person to receive that they're hearing the compliment and that you feel good? What's like a role play? We could be like, hey girl, love your hair. How would you want to respond back?
Well, I usually take it to heart.
Yes.
Like, quite literal. You see me doing this a lot. It's like me making space,
Yeah.
And time
Yeah.
to really take it in, right?
Yes.
Like I'm literally guiding your words towards my heart. But there is no one size fits all anyway.
No, I
You
agree.
know,
I agree
it's
100%.
like whatever feels like the most expansive for you right now. You know what I mean?
My mom, this is so Deb. I love you, mom. And she's my Scorpio. She says this is a mom comment because my mom and dad do share a Facebook. They're Deb Rob. So this is probably dad commenting right now. But he says, this is a mom comment. How do you respond being sensitive to people that tell you you're too sensitive? You say, get over it. Thanks, mom. That's such a mom comment. What do you say to that? Oh, there's another good one.
Oh,
What are your thoughts? Okay, this is right. What are your thoughts on human sensitivity? How does it rise and fall across different stages of life from childhood to old age? What experience makes us more sensitive and what makes us emotionally stronger over time? Great questions, Table Talks. Thank you. Would you like to read
so
that?
thank you. So, okay, let's dive deep into sensitivity. So, sensitivity is, as I already said, a continuum, right? So, we find low sensitive people, medium sensitive people, and highly sensitive people, right? So,
Mhm.
highly sensitive people are around 30% of the population in the whole world, right?
Right.
So, that's the first spectrum that we're talking about. So, it's basically genetics as well. Highly sensitive people have a certain short allele of a certain gene, right?
Mhm.
That is turned on. And boom, highly sensitive. There you are.
Boom.
Right? Boom.
Boom.
Exactly. So this is human sensitivity.
Mhm.
Okay. So then you go into the highly sensitive person, basically what we're talking about, right? So, and here you find also spectrum. And here
Mhm.
you have on one side vulnerable sensitivity, on the other side you have vantage sensitivity. And you already hear it. One is vulnerable and the other one is an advantage, right?
Right.
So how that comes to be, it's quite easy. When this gene is turned on and you're highly sensitive and you grow up in an environment that is supportive, loving, and uplifting and all of that, you usually turn out to be a vantage sensitive person. Yes, which
Mhm.
means that whatever is positive and nurturing, you respond to that heightened and it nourishes you a lot, right?
Yeah.
So when you grow up in an environment that is judgmental, low vibrational, and maybe even abusive, things like that,
Yeah.
it turns out to be more vulnerable sensitivity, right?
Got it. Mhm.
Where negative, adverse experiences
Yeah.
touch you a lot and bring you down, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So there we go. Yes. So this is how it all comes to be. This was a really, really good thing
Yeah, that
that
was
this
a
question came up so that
great
we
question.
dive into this,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, maybe not. So I
Okay.
guess so no, that's not what she meant. She was asking how do you respond when someone tells you to get over it? Oh, it was a question, not a comment. She generally wants to know
Ah,
how you recommend responding to. Okay, yeah. So I did read that wrong. Okay, thanks, sister, for okay. So genuinely, my mom wants to know how you recommend respond. Wait, can you put it back up for me? Hold on. Okay. How you recommend responding to people not being sensitive to your sensitivities. How do you respond so you don't react in a negative way? Great question, mom. So there
thank
you
you.
go. Boom. Can you answer
I
that?
thought it was more like a joke when somebody tells you you're too sensitive, you say, get over it.
Yeah, like it's right, like yeah. So all
Yeah, yeah, okay. So, yeah, genuinely speaking now,
right, we could take
there
that.
is a great word that Stephanie just used, and that's react, right?
Yes.
So, And that's how the modus operandi usually is. Something happens, action, reaction, action, reaction. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but the thing is, like, highly sensitive people are associated with the pause and check
Mm.
kind of way of being, which is actually an advantage, evolutionary speaking.
Yes.
Pause and check, right? So this is another thing of the superpower. So since we are prone to pause and check, we have it a little bit easier, would I say, if we want and choose to go away from this reaction mode, which is basically an egoic response out of personality. Oh my God, whatever. Yes.
Yes.
Into a centered space of we're creating a pause, which is space. And in space, everything is possible, right?
Yes.
So we need to move into the space where we're no longer reacting to anything, but we are consciously choosing how we show up, as you say, or how we act. So that means that we are consciously creating our reality through consciously looking at what energy am I pouring out, right?
Right. Would you respond back to someone like with your words and someone's like, oh, you're too sensitive. And, instead of reacting like, oh, that's so mean. Or, you sit and pause. Would you let someone know like those words don't feel good? Or you just like allow them to, I think sometimes, speaking your truth of not reacting, because I do that too. Sometimes, oh, you're too sensitive of this. And then you think like, oh, you put me in that title in that box. And then, the judgment starts and then you get upset with it. So I guess on that lighter side too, how do you respond in words of, I know we stop, but would you say something to that person?
Well, it depends, it has evolved throughout the years, right? I mean, I've been hearing this too sensitive for my whole life, right?
Yeah, I feel you.
So obviously it has evolved, yeah? I mean, there was a time where people would say I'm too sensitive, and maybe, as a teenager, I would say something like, well, maybe you are too unsensitive.
Yeah, no, I'd rather be too sensitive. Yeah. Like
Teenage. Me, right?
I think we
Might
evolved.
have happened before, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, let's say today, well, it hasn't happened to me in a while, to be honest with you.
But say it's happening.
Wow, that's really nice to notice. It's also like it's changed. But this is something that you will also see. Like, for example, when you hear this, you're too sensitive, you're too sensitive. It turns out to be your own belief system. Oh my God, I am too sensitive. Because usually you get input from the outside and you put it into your own modus operandi, into your own personality, and you adapt it. Oh my God, I'm too sensitive, right?
Right.
And usually it comes with a judgment of weakness or something like that. Yes?
Yeah.
It's negatively associated usually, right?
Right.
So, and the more you let go of this self-judgment, the less you will hear it from other people.
Right.
Like, that's really something that I can say here, right?
Yes.
So if somebody would say that to me today, it would really depend, on the situation, person, and all of that, right? Because, sometimes, like, sometimes I'm really like, oh my God, do I really want to put any energy out for this? Like, really, like, do I really want to use my energy for this?
Yeah.
Or for something else? Like honestly.
We think they're not renting that space in their head, so why give it to them? Or, because this is such an amazing topic, when someone says you're too sensitive, you look at them and say, sorry, that's my superpower. Bye.
Well, you can say whatever you want, it's like, and it's a process, it develops, Like, for example, I was just talking from this, maybe you're too not sensitive, too unsensitive, right? So, oh my God, do I really want to respond to this? Like really? put
Yeah.
my energy into that.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Let it go. You know this song, Let It Go, Let It Go. And that's it.
I
Thank
definitely
you.
agree. This has been so wonderful. So we're going to have to close up soon, but I would love for you to tell the audience how they can work with you, where they can get involved. And if you have any golden nuggets that you want to share, maybe some last, like, oh, this is thank you so much for a wonderful event. Grateful for the meaning conversations, diverse perspectives, and the opportunity to connect with such amazing. Looking forward to connect. Good night, namaste, friend. Oh, thank you so much. We so
Namaste to India,
yes, and
Delhi.
thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your questions and shining your beautiful light. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you. Thank you. And so, yeah, sister, do you have any golden nuggets that you want to leave us with? How can they work with you? And guys, she's going to be back on another time. So this isn't the last because we can talk for the whole rest of the day.
Literally,
Literally.
literally.
Literally. So, yeah, can you maybe close us off with a little tidbit or a last little golden nugget and how they can work with you?
Of course. So the golden nugget that I want to give, like I've given many, now, like for example, try the other jacket on the opposite, right? Self-reflection is important, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Pausing instead of reacting.
Mhm.
And for that, what is mega ultra super for me was to find out what are the bodily signals that are coming before any reaction comes out that is like negative. You know what I mean? That is like loaded.
Yes.
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 So just just start asking your brain to help you. The brain is an amazing helper. It's
Mhm.
not an amazing like dictator, or guide. Yes, but it's an amazing helper. So let your mind notice the subtle things that happen in your body. Tense, for example, your stomach get tense before an explosion comes, right?
Right.
Or you start sweating, for example. Notice what it is that your
Mhm.
body is showing you, and that is going to be the signal for you to pause and check.
Yes.
Pause, make space for everything to be possible. Try both jackets on. Why do I prefer this? Why don't I prefer this?
Mhm.
What is going on? What is my value or need that
Mhm.
I feel is not being met right now? And most importantly, how is this serving me and my highest good?
Yes. Yeah.
Asking those questions in self reflection and then checking how it is that I want to respond in case that I want to respond.
Beautiful. I love
Yes.
that. Yes. No, that's such great
So,
nuggets. That really truly is. I hope everybody really listens to this podcast, really hears the message and shows up. And if you want to connect, she's amazing.
thank you. So, and you can reach me through my website, www.new-earth-awakening.com.
Woo
And
woo.
I have a few free gifts for you waiting here in case that you want to dive deeper into sensitivity and how it is your superpower.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here. I love you. I honor you. This has just been such a pleasure. And thank you for really opening up everybody's eyes. Remember, everybody, your sensitivity is such a superpower and such a gift. So thank you for being here. My name is Elena. You can reach me at ef11ca@gmail.com. Also, yourhealthvibes.com. And we are here. You can join me on Thursdays bi-weekly, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. beginning raising your vibration, heart, body, mind, and soul. Thank you for being here. We are New Streaming Network, WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network Radio, and you just watch Welcome to Your Health Vibes with Elana. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. I love you all. Bye for now.